JD? Rowan, what a thriller. Do you want to just give us your oversight, first of all?
Yeah, it was good hard game, wasn't it? Good way to finish Easter Sunday. There's been some good games over the weekend on telly, and good for our game to have a spectacle like that to finish it off, I think. I thought it was a mixed performance for us, but resilience was front and centre, and we stayed together when it was hard in that first half, and we found another gear when we had 12 men. And then when we were in front at the end there, we did enough and looked like they were enjoying that element of it too, which is important because that's what the game's about, tight, hard games.
How concerned were you they were 12-0 down?
Not overly. Our first halves haven't been strong. I think we've been down on most games at half time, but our second halves have been particularly good back end of last season and this season as well. Our second halves have been good. They've had to be because we've been behind at half time. So it's a good sign to be able to come from behind, but we need to get the start of the game attended to also.
Any complaints about Richie Myler's sin binning? You're not sure? Or you are sure?
I've been asked not to comment by the RFL.
Right, okay. I mean, that period, though, when you kept them out to, 2 points they scored when you were down to 12, that seemed to kick you on as a whole, would you agree? Yeah,
we found energy there. Both occasions we've had 12 men this year, or maybe we've had 12 men more than that. But we did well during that period. I think in the modern game it's more common to be playing with 12 men. So a lot of people a lot of players probably aren't that shocked. I think, growing up, watching a lot of footy and going to a lot of games, 12 men was a big thing. Like there was a lot of hysteria about it, but I think a lot of teams can find, 10 minutes with 12 without too much hassle.
Well, that seemed to be the turning point almost in your favour. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Well, it was a turning point. There was a lot of turning points in that game potentially, but we certainly found another level of energy. And I thought Tedavano and Lasoni off the bench today made a real impact in tandem, not individually, but they were playing with each other and feeding off each other. And I like it was a different role for Zane today, but he found a spring in his step, and Sam certainly had a big impact today.
What were your nerves like late on there?
Not too bad actually. Yeah, I haven't had too many flutters in the close games this year. I don't know what that means, but getting older or just trusting our team, I think it's probably maybe a bit of both.
And just lastly for me, what does that win do for you now? Do you feel as a group bouncing back after last week?
We're good at bouncing back because we know we have to. But we've not played, I don't think we've played badly this year. We've had some games where we haven't played as well as we'd like. But there's a big difference between being a little bit off what you think is a strong game and being bad. So I think it gives us a little bit of belief and trust, because that's the first time I think where back end of the game both teams were tired, and it was a matter of finding it when you were really under the pump. Some other games where we've had to work hard till the end, we've had heaps of energy. Where today we were tired, but that's the game. Close games at the back end of high quality games, you're going to be tired. So we found enough.
Thanks, Rohan.
Thank you.
And then McDonald today, another massive effort in the circumstances that he was out on his feet at times. Just a word on his contribution to the win.
Yeah, he had a big contribution. I've watched Nene play a lot of games over the years too, and he's a difference maker with his ball carry. He can look tired all the time. He's one of those blokes that sometimes has some sloppy body language, but he, when the ball's back in his hands again, he's fine. Particularly difficult at the moment with the fasting, and I respect his life choice there and doing the right thing by his faith. So the boys back him, and he's played a strong game against Catalans the other week and then again tonight. So it's like shows the other boys that it's power of the mind. A lot of the stuff, not how many calories or how many litres of water you drink a day.
And Rohan Smith, with what turned out to be the winning tryout, how big has his contribution been this year so far?
Cam's had a good start to the season. I think he's taken his game to another level. He's hard to take off because he just keeps finding more energy. He's got some aspects of his game that he wants to improve and be a more all-rounded, well-rounded player. But he's certainly having a contribution, and he gives everything he's got for the club. He's excited like it's his first game every game because he is leads Rohan.
Reece Martin seems to be struggling a bit with the goal kicking area. Has there been much said about that?
I don't think he's struggling. Like he's missed a few. I think every kicker, anyone that plays a sport, sport that's swing based, goes through a phase. You can see baseballers go through a slump and then they go bang, 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 bang. I don't think he's striking the ball badly. He's had a couple of strikes he'd like back, but last week at KR he nailed a couple of beauties in really tough conditions and sloppy underfoot. So he'll get back to his practice and we'll back Reece. It's Caesar's there as well as needed as well, and he's another high quality goal kicker.
You pleased that he took that last one back, which was a key kick in the end?
Yeah, I am. I trust him, and if he says he wants to kick it, but I also trust if Caesar says give me a kick too. So we're in a good position there.
Rohan, I know it was a bit different to the Catalan game, wasn't it? But similarities to a certain extent that Leeds had that desire to get back into the game with 3 tries second half. Do you think you could get that for 80 minutes? Something to build on there, despite your inconsistency so far this season?
Yeah, we certainly need to improve our first half. There's no doubt about that. But I also don't want to lose the second half. We look like we're going to win every second half we play, aside from maybe round one, which even the second half we played decent in that one too. So, but we need to work out what it is, if there is something specific. Or today I thought we started with good intent. There was a lot of things that we can't control in that first period. So we're not a great team, but we're going okay.
Rohan, you obviously spotted something in James McDonald last season when he was playing at a lower level. He's come in and he's played, I'm not sure how many now, but a run of games. How do you feel he's going?
I think he's played six games in a row now. I don't think he'd played 2 in a row prior to that. So, his time at Wigan. What I saw in the time Wigan, I'd seen him play some old footage of him playing academy, some footage of him playing reserves, some playing at Lee, and the couple of games he played in Super League. That was all good. I saw enough there to have a chat to him. When I went to chat to him, he's a very good human. Humble confidence is what I walked away thinking. He believes in himself, and so do I. Really good young bloke, team player. Found a few moments today that made an impact to the scoreboard, but at other times he's been happy to keep out of the way and let the others carry the ball too. So he's one of those kids who'll do anything for the team, and someone that we will be hoping is here long term.